The resonance of everything that is happening in the world, Melanie, is changing. The entire landscape of the universe falling apart into pieces. It's all falling apart one by one. Can I grab this box? What are we doing? Hey, there we go. There we go. Close. Normal. We'll put it on the normal setting right now. What's up? What's up, you guys? What's poppin'? I haven't uploaded in a few days, and I feel sad. I feel sad because I've been doing so much stripping. Dude, stripping the chassis on the coupe is taking so long. But we're just getting it all out of the way. All out of the way. Right now. And there are some unfortunate developments in the aftermarket Subaru landscape that I want to talk about, because I just found out about this literally like yesterday, which sucks because like there's a lot of good Subaru parts disappearing again, and I don't know if the EPA came out with a new ruling or something like that, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Can't wait for the 22B clone to take shape. Same, dude. Like I said, right now it's all been the past 2-3 days. After cutting off the roof, we had to weld up the entire, like every single spot weld we drilled out, weld all those up, strip all of the old seam sealer off the bottom, all the old undercoating. It's been an absolute nightmare, but we're getting through it. The engine bay is pretty much stripped. Half of the underside is pretty much stripped. I need to do the interior. After everything is just kind of stripped up, then we can start doing primer, seam sealer, and painting the chassis, and then start reassembling. How's the roof coming? We haven't even started on the mold yet. We are wrapping up the wing for the RX-7 right now, which that car, I just got the IC7. I didn't even shoot a video on it. I got the IC7 installed in the RX-7, some little side sill plates, the hood shipped out for it, so a whole bunch of stuff. The RX-7 should be wrapping up here shortly. I've been communicating with our tuner for that, so that should be good. I actually talked to him today. He said he was getting the base tune sorted for the RX, an updated base tune, one that I didn't put together and kind of cobble together to make work. But we should start tuning the RX-7 here shortly. The 996 is at consignment still, so once a buyer comes along for that thing, then hot topic. You could sell everything and buy a C6 I don't think I would need to sell everything to buy a C6 We can do that. No more parts get discontinued. I know, it makes me sad. Why is my microphone, like, doing this? Can we, like, chill, like, right there? Thank you. Just hang out. Don't move. In Washington, whoa, I saw, what happened to WRX? What happened to the WRX? I saw somebody wrecked a WRX. It's no bueno. No bueno. But yeah, check it out. So, parts are being discontinued again and disappearing, specifically on Cobb's end, and this bamboozled me. I know that they had made downpipes disappear a little while ago for some of their other cars, but the 04 to 07 has had downpipes out for a long time, like a while, from Cobb. And it's not only Cobb, but I see this happening with a couple others as well. Downpipes are disappearing in general. Like, downpipes are just poof, vanishing. Vominosing, gone. Like, you cannot buy a Cobb downpipe anymore. Did it even take the filter? Cobb, if anybody from Cobb is watching this, please fix your website. But yeah, dude, there's no more Cobb downpipes at all for Subarus. It's insane. There's a new ruling that came out from the EPA that in order to make an aftermarket downpipe, they have to have the exact same number of catalytic converters as what the car came with factory. And by putting two of those like GESI G Sport catalytic converters in those downpipes, it's gonna make the cost of downpipes absolutely, no one's gonna buy them, dude. Nobody is gonna buy them. Like, can I get a calculator up here right now? One of the GESI G Sports, GESI G Sport Cat, I had to buy these for the 996. They are roughly, that's 400 sell. So you can get them for about $582. So what? 582, you need two of them now, times two. In catalytic converter cost alone, you're looking at $1,200. After everything else, the cast, bell mouths, all the piping, all the bending, they still have to make a margin. You're probably going to be looking at $2,000 for these compliant downpipes. That's if they even make them. That is if they even make them now. Yeah, right? No more. Like, you cannot get them at all. So just in catalytic converter cost alone, you're looking at about $1,200. plus everything else they're going to be putting into it, man, it's just not feasible. That is so not feasible to be able to run one of those. Dude, it's wild. It's wild. And I've seen this happen with some other companies' downpipes also, but like personally, whenever I did them on my cars or I did them for customers, we would always use the Cobb downpipes because they would throw a P0420. Now you're going to be rolling the dice with some of these cheaper ones out there, so it sucks. I just found out about this yesterday. I was a little bit sad when I saw that the downpipes have all been discontinued. Like, you can still Cobb downpipe, we'll say like 07. I called around to a whole bunch of shops to see if anybody had these too. Like, you'll still be able to see them up here on like random spots. If you can find one in stock and you need one, buy it now. If you can find one. Does Chevron really not protect this in some way? I'm not entirely too sure on that. I'd have to do a little bit more digging on it. Sorry for the rant. I just bought my first STI and drove it to the coast this weekend. Man, it was fun. Top end power is limitless. Can't wait to put some real upgrades. Hey, that's what's up, man. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying the car and getting it out there a little bit more. Stock cats are going up too again because I saw catalytic converter prices went up during COVID, came back down, and then they've kind of stayed at a low point. If they're going back up again, curious to see, because I have a little box full of old ones that I have. Oh wow, luckily I got the ETS downpipe a few months ago, right? Are they cutting back because of all the Calis? I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like, the rest of the country isn't California, so I don't know, man. The same goes for up pipes, no external gated ones. Yes, there is, sir. Yes, there is. PLM makes them. You can still get externally gated up pipes. PLM makes them. I've used these in the past. Actually, it's an okay downpipe. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's the best quality in the world because it's not, but if you're looking to buy an off-the-shelf one that you can still run external gate on, PLM still makes them. So you can still pick them up. NVIDIA still will give the code, but like every 2 months depending on how you drive it. I mean, the other option you could do is buy one of these aftermarket downpipes, buy one of the GESI G Sport cats and put it in there in its place. But it's like, at that point, why not just have your own made up, right? PLM disco. Definitely sacrilegious, but why hasn't anyone done a 4G63 swap into a Subi yet? They have. I've seen one. In the history of ever, I've seen one. I'm all for it. You get an STI 6-speed and a 4G63, you made them up and you put them in a Subaru, you're going to have a real good powertrain in that thing. Real good. 13B swap GCA, man, I can only afford one 13B at a time. Those things expensive little engines. They good. I like them. I like me my 13Bs, but they're definitely some expensive. Just heard back from iWire that merge takes like 8 weeks. Better get my coupe harness out ASAP. Yeah, it says on their website I think 6 to 7 weeks, somewhere in that time frame. I have to send mine and then another one down to iWire here soon. But yeah, the turnaround time from iWire does take a little bit of time on those merge harnesses. Is it worth buying a 2008 STI for $13K built engine but body needs some as long as there's as long as there's no major rust on it, I'd say send it. If it's like just cosmetic stuff, just repaint the car, wrap it. You can easily do that. Don't expect this to be caught. Would you consider doing an NA EJ25 regardless of... Honestly, no. I would not. I would not do an EJ20. It's just not worth the money to pour into it. You're not going to get any real power out of it. It's just like, if you're building an NA engine at that point, I would do V6, inline 6, V8, literally anything else. An EJ25 naturally aspirated is not a good engine to make power or like do really anything on. Like, you can make it a decent commuter car, but outside of that, nah. What do you think of the NVIDIA divorce catted downpipes? I hate them. I hate them with a burning passion. It's just the way that the bell mouth is designed and how it bolts up to the turbo and trying to get one of the bottom nuts on. It's not thought out on an engineering standpoint when you go to install them, take them off. And I mean, they flow well and they work well. A downpipe's a downpipe for the most part, as long as the priority's good and all the bends are, like crazy harsh bends, and you have your catalytic converters or no catalytic converters in the right spots. But it's just the design of the bell mouth. I hate them so much. Hate them. When do hoodie merch come back in stock? Actually, that was another topic. So I'm gonna have to refold this, but whatever. I just got a whole bunch of the shirts back in. The hoodies, I have the order placed for the hoodies. Those should be in probably next week. And then I was gonna see if you guys want it. You guys want to do another built EJ giveaway? You guys want to do another built EJ giveaway on the next merch drop? Somebody can win built EJ 25 like we've been doing in the past. I like them. I think it's a fun time. Or we can do it like we did that one where we do a built EJ 25 or a built FA 20. Winner would obviously get to pick what he wants, but we can do that again if you guys want to do another built engine giveaway on that next merch drop. It's totally up to you guys. But hoodies and t-shirts should be back in stock in like a week and a half. They'll be back up on the website. Everyone's like, yes, built engine. So what do you recommend for a downpipe? Right now, I don't have a good recommendation until I find a good replacement. As soon as I find a good replacement, I'll put an update out there. Is Big Bertha back in fabrication yet? Yes, sir. Big Bertha is at Fab, getting the EG33 mocked up in the trunk. As soon as I get video and photos in the future, I'll definitely share that with you guys. FA24, I can't do an FA24. I cannot get all the parts readily on hand. I think. I'll have to look into it. If I can easily get FA24 parts, I will offer FA24 as well. But if that's the case, we'll do EJ25, EJ20, FA20, FA24. The winner can pick between those four. I would throw a 13B in there, but those are expensive. Can I buy merch in person for it? David, yes you can. Only because you'll be up here tomorrow. Yes you can. Anyone know if Grimspeed discontinued? Yeah, Grimspeed doesn't have their downpipes out right now either. They also don't have them. I don't know if they're like discontinued, or just not offered at the moment, but from what I've heard, they're just not offered right now. But you cannot get Cobb, you cannot get Grimspeed, you cannot get really any of the big players for downpipes at the moment, which sucks. It does suck. Bro, that up pipe is cheap AF. I told my... Dude, it's not bad. Like, I've used this up pipe on plenty of cars, and I haven't had any... I don't know why I still have this up pipe up, but it's there's your externally gated up pipe. But yeah, the downpipes are gone, man. Even on Grimspeed's end, you can't get them anymore. Grimspeed. I don't think they have their downpipes up anymore either, which sucks. I really liked their single cat one, but the EPA made that a not so fun time. Can I filter this by exhaust? Engine performance, maybe? Did it filter engine? Do I have to hit apply somewhere? It just, okay, it just didn't filter it. That's alright, that's cool. Yeah, Grimspeed, you cannot get theirs either right now, which sucks. Hi, I'm from Czech Republic. What's going on, Peter? How you doing, man? Easy 30. Ben is not letting that Easy 30 stuff go, dude. Honestly, for anyone looking for a downpipe, just hop on market. I mean, you can find them secondhand, 100%. You can find Cobb, the old Grimspeed ones. You can find a lot of stuff secondhand on Marketplace. And typically, you're not really going to have any issues with it. Just make sure it's not cracked. Like, at the end of the day, that's the only thing you're really looking for, is make sure you have the right fitment and make sure it's not cracked. Do a custom downpipe with a Garrett G Series turbo. On what? I mean, on the 22B, we're going rotated, so I'm gonna build the turbo kit for that. But I don't know if I'm using Garrett. I've never used a Garrett. Garretts are bougie turbos, man. Yeah, I don't see the Grimspeed the Grimspeed downpipes anymore, which sucks. Why can't downpipe manufacturers make a cat material as efficient as stock? I'm tired of these P0420 codes. So it's not necessarily, it's placement, efficiency, O2 sensor location. There's a lot that goes into it, aside from just like catalytic converter material. What is happening? Why is this website frozen? Thoughts on TR? Tomika Racing? Is that what we're Tomioka Racing? Is that TR? Is that what we're talking about? Will you dyno the RX-7 FD? Yes, sir. So we're going to be doing a little bit of street tuning with the RX-7. We are working with Ryan, I don't want to butcher his last name, Ryan Hendricks, I want to say is his last name. So we're going to be doing a little bit of street tuning with the RX-7 just to get it dialed in. I'm going to put some miles on it. We're going to drive the car down to Forced Induction Motorsports, get it loaded up on the Mustang dyno. He's going to remote in and tune the car via eTune while it's on the dyno, and then I'll just be doing on the dyno. So yes, we will be doing the FD on the dyno, and we'll actually get some numbers for it. When that'll happen, I'm not entirely sure yet. Helping Ben make it known we want easy 30 content. I want to install my STI side mirrors on my 2013 WRX. Will it be a straightforward plug and play? Unfortunately, if they're just STI mirrors with the blinkers, you just got to wire up the blinkers. If you got the JDM ones that fold in and out, I did a video on it a while ago. But there's some other wiring that you have to do to make it work. After watching you weld, I took it up as a hobby, and I weld shit up for my mates now. That's what's up, dude. It's like, once you get the hang of it and you kind of figure it out, like, welding is still hard. Like, aluminum kicks my butt every single time I do it. Steel, I can do steel pretty decently. Titanium, haven't even tried it. But it's such a good skill to be able to have. I used to be scared to do it a long time ago. What up, Tanner? What up, good? How you doing, man? OTS tunes are going to be changed to watch because they no longer will have their downpipe. That is true. Their OTS tunes will be changed as well, which means there's going to be another one out there. Wait, why are the Cobb downpipes not available? EPA essentially came out and said, hey, you have to have as many catalytic converters as the car came with on the aftermarket side. So that means since STIs and WRXs came with 2 catalytic converters, all aftermarket replacement ones by the EPA standard also need to have 2 catalytic converters. Which, dude, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, it was wild. Like 10 years ago, none of this. You could do anything. 10 years ago, you could do anything to your car, and it's just not an issue. You need a part, you hop online, you order the part, you tune it, you're fine. Nowadays, dude, it's so much more complex. It's so much more complex. By the way, folks, if your air pump is deleted or broken, don't blame the cat quality completely for your codes. I mean, to be honest, that's really only on cold starts. Like, if we're being honest. I'm fine, Tanner. It's almost 5 a.m. I will have some coffee and hit the road with my STI. That's what's up, man. What kind of coffee are you getting? What kind of coffee are you drinking? Has the Porsche sold? The Porsche has not sold yet. They just did the professional photography with it a couple days ago, so it's sitting up there. I learned more about that car. I thought it was Arctic silver, and it's actually polar silver. I learned more about that car, even though it's at consignment waiting to be sold, so it's chilling up there, man. Most of Mexico. Can't wait to see how blue comes back. Fab's going to be a 1-on-1 build. I'm excited for that car. That's going to be a long-term project. Obviously speaking, putting an engine in the trunk of a car and reversing the entire driveline. A, it's not cheap to do. B, there's going to be some engineering things that we're going to have to figure out. And C, it's expensive. So it's just going to be, it'll be a background project for right now. Is Grim Speed drop-in turbo worth it? I mean, I think it's a good turbo. I've used their BB500 and their JB400. The BB500, I've used that in 2 cars. I've been happy with them in the past. Solid turbos. Gonna swap my 24 VB oil once the car hits 1,000 miles to get rid of that OW20 and 530 for now. Do you guys recommend Modal X Clean, EFE, or something else? I mean, the X Clean's totally fine. The XS is another good one if you want to use those. I'm surprised how many people have yelled at me to get another VB. Get another VB WRX. Don't let it die. Would I get something electric? Yeah, the Hyundai Envision or whatever it is, that crazy looking cyberpunk looking car. There's no way I could afford one, but I'd definitely get one of those. New model downpipe from Cobb in the make? I don't know. That I don't know. Like I said, when we're looking at cost, dude, in cats alone, it's like $1,200. And then plus you got to think they have to make money on it. Still got to pay piping, the cast, bell mouth, all that stuff. So I could easily see these downpipes getting up to like $2,000, which I don't think anyone's gonna buy them at $2,000. If we're being like $2K for a downpipe is wild. It's wild. Hey baby, what's up, Cameron? New model down. No. I would like y'all's opinion on my car. I feel like it's good right now, but I'm down for any pointer. Well, what's up? What's up, typical WRX? What's going on, man? I use Kirkland Costco 5W30 and do 3K miles. What do you mean, Kirkland Costco oil? Do they make their own oils? 2022 BRZ going in for short block replacement. Car's been sitting for freaking a week. Subaru service centers suck. That they do, man. I've seen some of those service centers drag that stuff out for a while, like a hot while. Before you go, no, thank you, Grimsby. I don't want to sign up. I think I'm already signed up, I think. FP Green or BB500? Really depends on what you're doing with the car and your power wheels, man. Looking for a downpipe for a buddy JDM07WX, they've gotten expensive. They have. They have. Will Vibrant Cats be able to pass emissions now? Does Vibrant make cats? Do they make cats? Vibrant performance catalytic converter. Do they? Vibrant race muffler. GESI Vibrant race muffler. I don't think Vibrant makes Vibrant performance catalytic converter. Do they make catalytic converters? What is this? 300 cell. Okay, get out of here. Vibrant performance metal core race catalytic converter. 300 cell. Honestly, I don't know that. How much are these? There's no way. There's no way that's passing, dude. You're gonna throw P0420 on that. $112, dude. There's no way. Ain't no way. And it's a 300 cell. I mean, a 300 cell is still a pretty good cap, but I don't see. That's gonna throw P0420. I can already see it. I can already see it. Will the FA20 external wastegate headers fit in FA24? I don't believe so. I think there's a small change in runners where they might bolt up, but don't quote me on that. I don't think they will. On cold starts, when you tap the ACC, the idle drops, what sensor is responsible for that? Might stop doing that. Idle air control valve is probably where I would start. I would probably start by cleaning the throttle body and then doing idle air control valve after that. RX7, why you remove your comment right after I read it? You remove your comment right after I read it. Yeah, I'd probably just start by cleaning and then idle air control valve. Just got my car back from M45, replaced all 4 cam gears. Nice. That sounds like an odd service. Why were we replacing all 4 cam gears? Just out of curiosity. Emissions is evolving. Can't even own a tuned car anymore down here. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Up here, we're still emissions free. We're still emissions free up here. Still emissions free for now. Tanner, when you had your VB, was the stretch on the 9.5 wheels on stock tires pretty? Honestly, no, it wasn't. It wasn't that aggressive. It fit pretty well. Still tucked under the fender arches without any issue. No rubbing, nothing like that. It was a 245 on an 18 by 9.5, so not bad. Where can I see the new ruling about cats? Happen to have it. I can see if I can dig it up later. I had to do some calling around and investigating a couple days ago, trying to find out why I couldn't find any of these downpipes anywhere. So I'll see if I can dig it up here in a little bit. Hey, what's up, Tanner? Got a question for you. Should I be concerned about roughness in cylinder 1? Goes up to 30 on idle only, never walls. I mean, I would probably swap the coil pack and still does it. I'd probably pull the spark plug next. I mean, you shouldn't have any cylinder roughness, especially at idle, just sitting there. I'd probably do plugs. If you already swapped the coil packs, obviously it's not the coil pack, so it's either going to be plug or injector. Would you happen to know the connector that is on the DEF? I have no idea. I have no idea what connector. It might be a proprietary connector from DEFI, if it's one of theirs. Outside of that, I mean, I was going to say you could repin it to a different connector, but I'm assuming you need to plug it into their control box, which you might be able to get a replacement connector from them if they sell them. Outside of that, I've never seen like a comparable connector that you can just order on like Amazon. One cam gear was going out. Typical WX, I'm curious on that. What do you mean by one cam gear was going out? Like the cam gear was like breaking? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Are they Tyco? DEFI uses Tyco connectors? Well, there we go. There we go. Now we know. Do you remember what the offset on your VB wheels? The 18 by 9.5 plus 38. That's what they were. The tires that are tires that dope. Enjoy suit fam. Of all the BPVs, which one would you say make the most noise on the? I mean, it doesn't on the hatch paired with an intake. I mean, it doesn't matter what the body style is; they're all going to do the same thing. But you want one that makes noise. If you just want one that like makes noise, just put a block off plate on it. Like that's a terrible thing, dude. Don't listen to me on that. If you can find a version 1 Grimspeed, that one will give you a pretty good amount of, I guess, flutter. if that's what you're looking for. Do I know anyone selling an 05 STI looking to extend the garage? Do I know anybody selling an 05? I mean, I get people that hit me up all the time selling cars. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone that's selling an 05 STI. I think the 19 had 6 piston brakes. They do. The 19s do have 6 piston brakes. Hello, I am currently in the market for an STI, and I was thinking of pulling the trigger next month on it. Do you have any recommendations on year trim, pros, cons, 2018 versus 2019 plus? I would do 2018 plus. You get the revised front bumper. 2019 pluses, you should get the RA blocks. Outside of that, I mean the 18 plus, just all. I mean, you get the 6 piston brakes, but I see that as a downside. I see that as a negative over a positive. But it's also going to be a newer car, so you're going to find them with less miles. Try to find one that's close to stock if you can. Modified ones are always super hit or miss with people modding them, reverting them kinda-ish to stock, uninstalling their access ports, trading them in. They go to wholesale, another dealer buys them, then someone else buys them, and then they don't know what's going on with the car. It's tuned or it has parts and it's not tuned, so just try to find one that's close to stock. I'm also running on Flex. I got the engine built back in 2017. I haven't done plugs since. Oh yeah, do plugs, dude. Do your plugs, man. Motor is 30k miles. I'll start with plugs. Should I get the injectors cleaned? It wouldn't hurt to get the injectors cleaned, but I would start with just doing the plugs. Plugs are like 40 bucks. You can do those, and then you can kind of just, if it's still having roughness from there, clean the injectors. Do you sell build blocks? I do, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was going to add, on cold nights, occasionally rev hang, 2500 RPM before traffic lights, idle drops down. I've cleaned the IACV, engine stalls, IACV unplugged. I mean, that's okay if the engine's stalling when IACV is unplugged. What RX-7? I'm assuming this is an RX-7, right? I'm assuming it's a 13B. I'm assuming so. What cats would you recommend at the moment? My ETS downpipe doesn't have any cats. The G Sports, the GESI G Sports. If you're looking to add cats. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. GESI G Sport cat. These are what I said. They're expensive, but these are what you're gonna want. These guys. They shouldn't give you any P0420s. Apparently, there's a deepest discount applied, no coupon needed on these ones also. Oh, 05 WRX. Man, you came in with the name R7X. Oh, I'm dyslexic. My bad. My bad, man. 05 WRX stalling, idle, rev hang, sticky. Do you still have TGVs? Do you still have TGVs in that? Who's gonna tune the RX-7 remote? Yes, it is Ryan Hendrick. Ryan is gonna be tuning the RX-7, so. He's gonna. I think he said he was gonna have the base map over tonight for me. So I'm just waiting for the map to come over, and we'll be solid. I'm looking for a straight plug and play 5-speed for my 2000 2.5 RS. Do WRX and Legacy fit? A WRX will, yes. Legacy should also, yes. Drive shaft, you might have to get creative with the drive shaft. I don't know what drive shaft should swap right over, unless you can just find a manual transmission 2.5 RS drive shaft to put in there, which I wish I knew. I would have given you mine. I just got rid of it the other day. I literally just got rid of that thing. How much power you recommend stopping out with FP Blue, forged pistons, raw? I mean, go until the turbo runs out of efficiency. Like, I would see what your tuner can get out of it and see what the car will make. I mean, the efficiency range of the turbo is really going to dictate where the power stops. Typically on FP Blues, I've seen like 380 to 420 is where they're really happy. I've seen some of them pushed farther, but it also depends on cams. There's a whole bunch of other factors that are really going to play into the efficiency range of what that turbo is going to be doing. So let the tuner just run it to its optimal efficiency and then just cut it there. Give Mochi and Yogi a pet for me. Momo, you got your piggy? You want to come here? Come here. Come here. Alright, she's playing with her piggy. We got a little piggy squeaky toy. I owe both of you a pet though, from Blue STI. You both get a pet. Don't let me forget. Any new adventures with the Tacoma? Not yet. I've been stuck in the shop working on the cars, just trying to get them like going. Like right now with the coupe, I'm at a point where I just need to. It's like the really poopy part of the build where I'm doing a ton of stripping on it. I mean, wire wheeling the entire car essentially to get all of the old paint, rust, undercoating, all of that off. And I've had people say, hey, why don't you just go take it to get one of those acid dips or sandblast the car or anything like that. And unfortunately, we just don't have anything out here for anybody who does that. There's an acid dip company, but they want like $5,500. I'm sorry, I'm not paying $50. I will spend 4 days wire wheeling an entire car before I pay $5,500 to have it acid dipped with no real lead time. So a lot of wire wheeling. So I just haven't had a lot of time to get out right now. It's not the rotary sounding pig toy, is it? It is actually. Hang on, let me grab it. Mochi, I need your piggy. Where's your piggy? Where's the piggy? I just hurt you with it. I don't know where it's at. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, it's this one. Sounds like a rotary engine. Get it? Sounds like the RX-7. You want your piggy back? Here you go. Take your piggy. Take your piggy. Take your piggy. Mochi said I don't want it. Mochi said I don't want it. Now that Cobb don't do older gen flex fuel system, is there any other plug and play? Yes, there is actually. Yes, there is. It is, who is it? IBR. IBR flex fuel kit. I believe they make them for older ones, like we'll say like 2005 STI. I'm pretty sure they make them for older ones also. IBR Flex Fuel Upgrade Kit. Get out of here, dude. Yeah, IBR still makes them. So, should be solid. Swap's gonna go hard. Ever try to mount a fuel filter on off the hard line of a VA? I have not. Normally I'll just remote mount the fuel filter in a spot that's kind of, it's easy to access if I need to and change it. But also it's just kind of like tucked out of the way. Let me look it up. Where did I just go? I have a 2016 WRX and it acts really weird when during the summer and it never produces a code. I replaced spark plugs and didn't fix the problem. Will non-linearly build boost and cap at 10, like it'll cap at 10 psi. Like it just stops there. Best dual AVCS heads for EJ22. Why do you want dual AVCS? Out of curiosity, why do you want dual AVCS? Normally I try to get away from dual AVCS whenever I can and go to single AVCS. Are you willing to do another target wheel horsepower video with these new limitations? Do you guys want that? If you guys want an updated how to make XYZ power with the new stuff in place, I can, if that's something that you guys want. The plan for the SCI is to oh, that meatloaf smells so good. Did you air fry it?
Oh, I air fried potatoes.
Oh, those are potatoes?
Yeah.
I thought you air fried a meatloaf. That's something we should try though. Air fried meatloaf. Intake and exhaust tuning. I know, but why? Is it just because you want the AVCS on the exhaust side? I mean, W25 is pretty common. You can do the JDM. I don't even know the head cylinder casting because we always toss them because we don't use them. There's a dual AVCS head that comes on the EJ20X and 20Y. I don't think they flow as well as the W25 heads do. But W25 is typically, if we're doing dual AVCS stuff, if somebody wants dual AVCS, we'll use the W25s. Normally, we do single AVCS on everything. So your 2JZ, ever thought about making a Tokyo Drift Mustang clone? I mean, we do have that 1969 Mach 1 that sits in front of the shop. And we do happen to have a 2JZ, so I mean, if I could talk my neighbors into it, maybe we can make that happen. Why, Tanner? Why now? I want meatloaf. You know what I'm saying? Meatloaf. I haven't had meatloaf in a while. Still waiting on the EJ20 video. That's still on my list, too. I need to get around to it. I just got home from Subi Fest Midwest. How was it? A waste? Monsieur a waste? Loving the content, man. Going on a couple years now, watching Kid with the Heart. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Jacob. Yeah, I'm hoping to get the next video out. Not tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Monday? Tuesday? I think it'll be Tuesday. Which I'm trying to just get like all of the stripping done in one video of the coupe, because honestly it sucks. It's not fun, and I don't want to break it up into multiple videos. I'd rather just have it one video. Here it is. Let's get to painting. Mel meatloaf cooking. Mel, there's been a request of Mel meatloaf cooking video win.
You want to show off my artwork?
Your meatloaf?
Yeah.
Oh, is there a whole? Here? Wow, that's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Chives, meatloaf, roasted potatoes. That's gourmet right there. I took the family. My daughter got so many signatures and free stuff. Nice, man. That's what's up. I'm glad you had a fun time. That's the other thing. That's the other thing I'm trying to do next year with the 22B is take it to, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit every single one, but I want to take the 22B clone when it's done to every single Subaru event. I think it'd be fun. Do a cross-country road trip in the 22B. I would like to. I need to get out. I need to get out more. Buy a Sandblaster. Eastwood would love to take your money. I have the Eastwood one, man. It works awesome. I love that thing. I just got their new powder coating gun too, so I'm excited to try that thing. Can't get meatloaf like that from Factor. Nope. No, you can't. No, you cannot. It will go over 10 psi, but under partial throttle, it will just sit at 10 like it's been doing that for 3 years. Hasn't been able to find anyone with the same problem. Honestly, that sounds like an internal wastegate problem. I would start by checking the internal wastegate. You should be able to just take it off, take a look at it, see if it's like getting stuck or anything like that. Well, no, because then it would be, if it's not opening, unless it would be stuck full open, if your internal wastegate is all the way, I would check the internal wastegate. If you've already checked everything else and you haven't been able to find anything, I would check the internal wastegate and see what it's looking like, if it's sticking, if it's like all the way open, partially open, something along those lines. Subaru recommends I replace my spark plugs at 60K for 1K. Should I do it myself? Yes, do it yourself. It's all right. So it's really not too hard to do spark plugs. I've got a really good video on it that's been out for a couple of years on how to do the spark plugs. It's really not that hard to do. I suggest doing spark plugs every 30K, but you can stretch it. If you're tuned, I'll do 30K. Is the Corsa Veloce intake identical to the Process West? Who copied who? Process West copied Corsa Veloce. So, they're identical for the most part. Yeah, they're the exact same manifold. Corsa Veloce was first, Process West was second. Or the EBCS is sticking open. I mean, it can, yeah. It's solenoid. Dude, my STI got pepper sprayed along with me. How did you get pepper sprayed, dude? Speedy, can you drop the Discord link? I'm not seeing the server. I don't have quick access to it. I'll put it in the comments of this video. I haven't been in there in a hot while. I should probably swim back in there. Catless downpipes are becoming incredibly hard to find. I had to get a Tome. What do you mean, dude? I can hop on Catless downpipe 2007 ST. I bet you I can find one right now. You look catless. Oh, lower cat. I'll find it. Okay, so there's pseudo right there. Boom, catless. Pseudo. Tome. What is this? Hot to exhaust. Interesting. There's pseudo one for like 340 bucks. Here's a Nvidia catless for like 700 bucks. How is that catted? Okay, that is catted. I was about to say, how's Throttle getting away with selling that? What is this? Car Mods Australia. I don't see a cat in this. Is this Nvidia catless? Another catless one. You can still find them, man. It's possible to find good ones, though. I mean, at that point, take it to a fabricator and just have them make one. I mean, you're going to spend the same money. Tanner, the last video I posted literally is on firm of me getting pepper sprayed. I'm gonna watch that, man. I'm gonna watch. It's literally you getting like, okay, come here, Reefy. I'm gonna do something right now. Reefy, go to channel. Reefy, I better see a video of you getting pepper sprayed right now. My car gets pepper sprayed.
What is up, you guys? I am finally back. This is Reefy being.
Reefy, I'm gonna skip through your video. What did you
That's
do to
not
get
bad.
pepper sprayed?
This thing is shit for you guys. So I will be ending the video right here.
Where's the pepper spray?
Or you have.
I feel lied. Oh, hold up.
Hey! Thank you. You too. Hey, you pepper spray me.
What'd you get pepper sprayed, man?
Hey! Oh, you pepper spray me.
Oh, come on. Pepper spray ain't that bad. That doesn't sound like a fun time, but I'll watch that later. I'll watch that later. Look at the rear O2 bug. Oh, I know I saw that on the InGen one. It's like in a super awkward spot right there. Where are you tucking these fuel filters, dog? Not much room at the top on air cooler. Well, normally, if I'm running an aftermarket fuel filter, I'll tuck it on the frame rail underneath the car and then run my feed line up from the fuel pump. But if you're looking for a spot for one in the engine bay, what is the car? Where are you putting this in the car? Because you've got, unless you're adding a second one. Oh, damn, what's happening here? Oh, wait, so what do you mean? You're just here. Reefy got attacked? Dude, he got pepper sprayed. Pepper spray is not fun. When I was in the army, they had to pepper spray us. It's not fun. And then they make you, or you go into the gas chamber, and then they make you drink milk before you go in. That's a whole other, like, that's a whole other disaster waiting right there, but that's not fun. I have a short on it where you can literally see me get sprayed directly. That's not a fun time. The way I understand it, if you put a larger turbo on, you should do external wastegate, but we can't find so it's not necessarily bigger turbo, external wastegate type of thing. It's external wastegate's going to give you better boost control over an internal wastegate will. But you can get aftermarket internal wastegates that will still control boost very well. The boost controller is just the solenoid. It opens and closes valves to let air flow to different spots. But the wastegate itself, external wastegate is, what is the easiest way to put this? Internal wastegate and external wastegate, they both can control boost very well. Internal wastegate, they make aftermarket internal wastegates that will control boost better than factory will. External wastegate is going to give you better control up to a certain extent, but with the external waste, you know what? It's not a boost. It's not a boost number, but external wastegate. We'll just go. External wastegate is going to control your boost better. It's not really a PSI number, but or turbo size, because there's a lot of people that run like the big Borg Warners and they use the factory internal wastegates and they do phenomenal on them. So it's when you start to overrun the internal wastegate is when you would start to go external wastegate. But depending on what internal wastegate you have, that may be set at a different point, if that makes sense. So it's not a boost number, it's more of when the internal wastegate cannot handle it anymore, because you got to remember it's a physical hole for the internal wastegate to try to bypass, or for the internal wastegate to try to control boost. Once you go to an external gate, depending on size, you can expel more gas out of the external wastegate than the internal wastegate can bypass. So, I mean, it's still like better response to an extent. I mean, it's not really a boost number or a PSI target. Like once you're at this boost, you go external wastegate type of situation. It's once the internal wastegate cannot keep up with the demand anymore, and the internal wastegate is getting overrun, is when you go to an external wastegate. So if you have too much exhaust and you need to expel more of that exhaust than the internal wastegate can handle, then you'd go external wastegate. Does that make sense? I feel like I was all over the place on that one. If you were going to guess, how long will the Subaru 22B STI look like? Sorry in advance for calling it wrong. Going to take to get done from the chassis to being fully done? I am hoping to have it done by no later than December. So, 3 months. About the same time as the RX-7. About 3 months. Back pressure relief at the larger gate will be. That's true. That is true. If you're getting boost creep and you can't remedy it with an internal waste, I mean, that's a simple way of putting it. There's a simple way. That's a lot easier than when I was trying to throw up out of my mouth right there. When's the Taco getting a supercharger? I need the Tacoma to be a reliable, unmodified daily driver until I get at least 2 of the cars running. So Right now, it's chilling. I just want the Subaru script. With the laugh, I hate it. Whenever I set my external wastegates up, I get rid of the laugh that people call them. Yo, what MOS though? I was a 15 whiskey, which I recently found out they just got rid of my old MOS. Weird. I was a UAS operator. That was 2 ways. Hey, tries! Appreciate the support, man. Welcome to stage 1, dude. External wastegate noises are the absolute best. I like the chop fight me. What? Are you talking about the laugh? Like the Subaru external wastegate laugh, like that? Like the weird like laugh they do? Bro, I set my wastegates up so they don't do that. They were still running the MQ-5B when you were in? No, so we were transitioning to Shadow system. No, I flew Shadow, so I did RQ-7 Bravo. I did Shadow, and they just retired Shadow not too long ago. Funny, I just saw a video of a Shadow on Instagram getting blown up, which is quite odd, because you never see Shadows get shot at. Do you have a day job or full-time YouTube? I mean, it's YouTube and fixing other people's cars. Other Subarus, to be specific, is mainly what I work on for other people. But like the other day, I did a power steering rack for someone, doing a built engine for another customer, doing a STI swapping another RS for somebody else. So, you know, it's a little bit all over the place. I have a stock 13 hatch. What would you say? Maintenance. And fix anything that's broken. From there, then you modify. Reliability first. AOS, radiator, the basics. You can find the videos on the channel. They'll walk you through all that beginning stuff. But biggest thing that you want to start with is maintenance and repairs. After all that's done, then start doing some of the modifications, reliability stuff. Like I said, once you feel like you have all the reliability stuff kind of taken care of and done with, from there you can start making power and doing all that fun stuff. I got lots going on for my 2010 STI Suman IEG AOS metal front skid plate from Primitive, new black emblems, Cobb throttle body, Grim Speed, V2 bypass valve, getting the car pro wrapped at the end of, ooh, what color are you going with, man? I was 11 Bravo, so you know I'd ask. Hey, I feel it, dude. We, when I was in and we were flying, we worked with infantry a lot, special forces, Green Beret, all the fun people when we were deployed and whatnot. We were giving them Overwatch. It was fun. Brandon has to go on deployment stuff. He's Air Force, man. Their deployments are like vacations. What would you do if Washington banned modified cars? How would they ban them? Like, what would they do? They can't. And even I'd still probably just do what I do anyways. What, then it would just be like California. I'll take the ticket, I'll pay the ticket, I'll keep doing what I do. What else are you going to do at that point? Actually, I feel like you could twist it somehow. I'm not going to get into that right now. That's going to go down a dark tunnel. What would you recommend for suspension, like coilovers, control arms, etc.? Bump steer kit, coilovers. So if you lower your car, it's going to change the suspension geometry. A bump steer kit can put that suspension geometry back to where it needs to be. And that'll just kind of correct some of the front suspension stuff. Rear lower control arms can help you dial in your camber a good amount. That's another one. Same with rear toe arms. So rear lower control arms, rear toe arms, sway bars. That should get you set up pretty much for anything you're going to be doing. You can go down the rabbit hole and do more of that if you want also, but that's really a good starting spot. I have a slight leak which looks like it's coming down the oil pan, but I don't believe it's from the gasket. Any ideas what so you have a slight leak which looks like it's coming down from the oil pan, but I don't believe it's the gasket. Is it the front of the oil pan? If it's the front of the oil pan, it could be the front main seal, could be the oil pump. If it's the back of the oil pan, it could be the rear main seal. But to be honest, out of all of those, I would much rather it be the oil pan, because that's going to be, while resealing an oil pan in car sucks, it's a lot better than doing a rear main seal or front main seal or an oil pump. It's not about the tickets. They just don't let you register your car. Bro, do you know how many people, do you know how many of my friends up here just don't register their cars? They just don't. They just don't do it. They never get pulled over. They're fine for the until they get pulled over. Then they just get a ticket. Then you just pay the ticket, you go about your way again. So, registering or not registering your car, I mean, they don't really, I don't even know if they can, I don't think tabs are something they can pull people over for a first pull overable offense. Like, they changed window tint and Um, what was the other one? Window tint and something else. Or secondary offenses that they can't pull you over for now. Passenger side, close to the front. Passenger side, close to the front. Man, ooh, cam seal. Sounds like it might be a cam seal then. I'm late to the party. James Bond, what's going on, man? Have I decided what car to buy next? No, we still have to sell the Porsche. That's if the Porsche sells. If the Porsche doesn't sell, the Porsche's coming back to us, and I guess we're just gonna hold on to it for a while. But no, once the Porsche sells, we'll go from there. I have, like, out of that list of cars that we were talking about, I have my predetermined order of this is the car I want, followed by this car, followed by this car, followed by that car. So I'm not holding my breath until the 911 sells. But I mean, even if the 911 doesn't sell, I mean, the car's fixed. The place where it's at consignment, they've been driving it around and it's been perfect. So I mean, worst case scenario, I just get the 911 back and it works. So. MP. I have a 2011 WRX that's been sitting in my driveway for 4 years because it's been pushing coolant only under boost. That's an easy fix, man. But just slap some new head gaskets in there, slap some new studs in there, tighten them down a little bit more, and send it. Send it. That's an easy fix. That's an afternoon. That is an afternoon of a fix. It's been a battle. I've been looking for an 05 for long, and emissions is the only thing stopping me because I actually have to register it. Fine, that's true. I mean, why would an 05 not be able to pass emissions? You find a stockish 05 STI, it should be able to pass emissions, no problem. I'm 15 years in, 8 years United States Marine Corps, and 7 Guard, now Range Control and Oregon Guard from 11 Bravo. Didn't know Tanner is a vet. Like this early morning. Hey, appreciate it, Russell. Yeah, I was in the I was Army for 5 years, 1 deployment to southeastern Afghanistan. So that was in like 2013, though. That was a while ago. Say I wanted just a Cobb intake for now, and I was to wait a few months and some more collecting of parts. Do you think the OTS? Honestly, no. No, it's never worth risking adding parts to an OTS tune that aren't in the map notes because that map isn't made for the parts that you're going to be throwing on it. If you're going to be throwing more parts on the car that are outside of the parameters of the OTS tune, at that point, just hit up an e-tuner, hit up a local pro tuner, throw it on a dyno. Oh, wait, Tanner was hanging out with my cousins. It's just not worth risking. I've seen so many cars blow up that way. It's just do it the right way. Okay, so I'm trying to go 400 wheel horsepower, but everyone's saying do four piston mod. Remy said they're pointless. What's your idea? Are you talking about the cylinder 4 cooling mod? I personally do not use them. I do not use them on any cars. I'm not going to go down the cylinder 4 cooling mod tunnel because that's a can of worms that I don't want to open right now. Personally, I will tell you, I do not use them on any cars. I do not. I don't use them. If you want to use one, it's not going to damage anything. If you do choose to use one, if you don't choose to use one, you'll be fine also. So I will leave that up to you. What would you do if Washington banned modified cars? We talked about this, man. They can't stop us. They can't do anything to us. Now it's a very slight leak. Do you think it's hard to change? I don't think it's hard to change a cam gear seal, but it's annoying because you have to take off timing. You have to break free the cam gear bolt, which is a 10 millimeter Allen, which those things are going to fight you half the time anyways. Then that's praying that it doesn't round, and then you have to drill it out. So it's not that it's hard. It's just really annoying. It's not a fun mod. It's not a fun repair to have to do. Man spent 15 to 20K plus on the STI build only to find out I need to add more cats to the car. Man, EPA sucks. Yeah, they do. They do. In my humble opinion, my honest opinion, I think the EPA is going after the wrong people if they really wanted to reduce emissions. But I think it's more of a cash grab for a lot of it. The minute's the problem. The car reviewers, so many people do them. It's hard to stand out. What do you mean a waste? What do you mean a waste? Will you try PRP? PRP new cylinder heads? What do you mean PRP? Who's PRP? Perp? Perp? If Washington banned mod cars, we go on strike. Honestly, I think a lot of the communities around here would probably like that if they banned modified cars. Is it bad to be making 400 wheel horsepower on pump gas instead of E? No, not at all. There's nothing wrong with that at all. As long as the car is tuned properly for it, no, there's no issues with that. Surprisingly, my cam gear bolt on my 04WX came out good. Used to come in 20. So it's normally the 10 millimeter Allens will round, and when they do round, it's just such a pain in the butt, dude. That valve whopping compound that I've been putting in all of it, primo. Platinum racing products, I probably won't, if we're being honest. Like, here's my thing: why am I going to buy cylinder heads from a company when I can build my own? Like, I'll send my stuff out to the guys at Outfront, and I'll have them machine it, and then after the machining's work done, they'll send it back to me, and I'll build it. Like, I'll assemble it. It's a little silly, in my opinion, to have another company, especially with like me building engines for other people. It's a little bit silly to have a company build engines and cylinder heads for me when I build cylinder heads and engines for other people. You see, it's just a little bit silly. That's just a little bit silly. It's not. I'm sure they're fantastic cylinder heads. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a little bit silly for me to spend the money on somebody else do it for me when I'm more than capable of doing it myself. But if you go 400 wheel horsepower on pump, does it heat up faster? That's why it's safe to go E or flex. No, so you can make 400, you can make any horsepower on pump gas or E85. E85, you can just make that power easier because you will have greater knock resistance on E85. The E85 burns cooler, but on the flip side, it takes more E85 to get the same. To get the boom, the amount of joules. It takes more E85 to get the same amount of joules as pump gas would make, so it's going to take more E85. There's nothing wrong with making that power or any power on pump gas alone. You just have to ensure that the car is set up for it. Typically, to make more power on pump gas, you're going to have a larger turbo and things. It's going to take more out of everything else supporting mod-wise. E85 will let you do it a little bit safer, easier, because you can get more timing out of the car. You can push the car harder. So you can make any horsepower rating on either fuel type, and they'll be safe as long as it's tuned properly. Now, I wouldn't go and push never mind. So is that Stage 2 Plus kit from Cobb worth it? I don't even know. What is their Stage 2 Plus kit now, since they don't even offer a downpipe? What is their... I have their website pulled up right now. Products, year, stage... We'll go 2012 STI. We'll use a 2012. I don't even know what their Stage 2 kit is. Hey, Hugh, appreciate the dono, man. Coming in killing it, dude. Appreciate it, dude. Always appreciate the support, you guys. Let's see. We'll use a hatch STI. What even is... I don't even know what Cobb's Stage 2 kit is now that they discontinued downpipes, because they used to... The stages don't even make sense anymore. They've changed them. Is that under products? Like, well, how do I find your stages packages? Like, what is it now? I'm curious about something. Let's go maps. Okay, so let's go 2012 STI, Stage 2 Valet mode. Here we go. Next gen? Is this flex fuel or Stage 2 is now flex fuel? Please refer to the map notes. Okay, where are the map notes? Here we go. Intake, so you need the SF intake, the airbox, the turbo inlet, 1050X fuel injectors, AEM high flow fuel pump, Cobb fuel pressure regulator kit, Cobb fuel rail line kit, fuel rails, Subaru spark plugs, and an access port, all on stock downpipe. What is this making? Max horsepower. Next gen. I'm sorry, but that's 310 horsepower on E85. I can't be the only one. I cannot be the only one who feels disappointed in all that. Ty gifted 5 media memberships. Jeez, dude! You giving them out. Hey, I appreciate the support, man. You coming in and killing it right now. That's why I didn't even know you could do that. That's sweet. Thanks, Ty. That's cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. Well, I'm learning something new. That's just, in my opinion, that's just kind of sad that 311.6 horsepower out of an E85 setup. I mean, it's an OTS tune, so I guess it's going to be pulled back to be safer, and it's stock downpipe still, but that's wild. That still blows my mind. I didn't know you could gift memberships. That's cool. That's cool. On my 21 OBXT, I've done the charcoal delete pair and foam filter, Cobb intake tube, Cobb charge pipe, and nameless unresonated catback just to hear the turbo, and it's still quiet as fook. Those FA24s are pretty quiet up until you, to be honest, up until you throw a J-pipe on them. Once you throw a J-pipe on them, they are significantly louder, like significantly. Away was the motor in the VB, it's FA24. What if on a Type RA stock block, would that be fine for I just made a video on this. Go check that thing out. I just made a video on that. Whoa, Tanner, that's a dangerous WRX for the streets. Oh my, right? 311 horsepower is pretty. That's what the 6-cylinder turbo STI made that we did that first time. 300 wheel. 300 wheel, man. Bypass valve seems like an intentional leak. That's not. I use the Cobb. Does Cobb still make bypass valves? Cobb, do you still make bypass valves, or did you discontinue those too? I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. I get they're doing what they got to do to keep supplying stuff. I get it. But on the consumer end, and I don't blame Cobb. I blame the EPA on it. Okay, so they still make these. I mainly just pull the blame towards the EPA because Cobb's doing what they have to do. So I can't be mad at Cobb. It's not their fault that the EPA is like, hey, if you don't do this, we're going to fine you tens of millions of dollars. I don't enjoy living in Washington. I actually really like it. I like it. It's pretty chill. No emissions testing. The weather's pretty mild. A lot of car people out here. I wish I had one of my cars working right now so I could drive it to go do like Cars and Coffee and all this other stuff that's going on right now in the summertime. But we're making do with what we got. But it's a good place. Are you and Bader still going to race, or is that off because of Blue? Are we racing? I raced Josh. I didn't shoot a video on it. He did, and he never uploaded it. I raced him. I actually don't know if he's planning on. I raced him, and then his car blew up next to me, so I stopped. This was a while ago, though. This was a hot while ago. Wait, make sure you go live next week, man. Rewind like 10 minutes, Heavy. Hey, have you ever tried the Interchiller from down here in Australia? I don't know what that is. Who makes it? Process West? Who makes this? Tanner, don't forget to watch that video he sprayed me. I'll watch it after this when I'm eating my meatloaf that I got chilling right over here. Gobble it all up and watch. If I do Eagle Lake header and downpipe in a tune, will that max the fuel injectors? So the intake and downpipe combo for 2015 plus WRXs, you will come up on the injector duty cycle pretty quick. You can do them both. However, you will not be able to use the intake and the downpipe to their full efficiency with the stock injectors, but you can run them both with a tune, yes. I need to borrow a car for Cars and Coffee. I mean, the RX-7 technically runs the drives, and the hood finally shipped. So I'm hoping that the hood will be here in a couple of days. Once there's a hood on that car, I can drive it. Technically, I could drive it on the street, but I probably shouldn't until it's like tuned. But we're already talking with the tuner right now for the RX-7, so we should have one car that's up and running here in the next week, which is awesome because as much as I love the Tacoma, I'm getting real tired of not driving a fun car. I took Melanie's GTI to the gas station the other day because I needed some type of fun car to drive. Yes, I'm here for that Mel Meatloaf live stream. All right, man. All right. Status on the wing for the RX-7. It did come out of the mold today. I'll be honest, there was an issue with the carbon fiber quality where the mold release and the carbon fiber didn't cooperate. So we are making the best out of a worse situation, and we are taking, because we have a carbon wing for the RX-7 right now, but it needs some work. So instead of remaking an entire new mold right now, we're going to repair the one that came out, because you can repair carbon fiber. So we're going to repair the one that just came out of the mold, and use a different company's carbon fiber because it was a pre-preg that just wasn't cooperating and wasn't working as it should have. But the wing came out. We have to do a couple repairs on it, and then it'll be all good. Is it bad to use flat foot shifting on an axis port on a stock STI? Nope. You can totally do it. Obviously, don't do it every single shift, every single day, but you'll be fine to use it every now and then. Tanner, it sounds like you need a 6-speed and a supercharger on the Taco. And to do the supercharger push for the Taco is... I want it. Don't get me... Trust me, I want to put a supercharger on the Tacoma, okay? But I know I got to remain somewhat diligent to have one car I can A to B with right now. Yeah, IDK, why people don't run them at... Can't believe it's not more popular. Oh, the inner chiller thing. Are you talking about the verticooler from Process West? Is that what we're talking about? I see them all the time. Name all the wheels you had on blue. Oh. Stock BBS wheels. Work-in-Motion D9Rs. Evo 8 wheels. Another set of Work-in-Motion D9Rs. Another set of Work-in-Motion D9Rs, Rega Masters, Anki RS05 RRs, and those are what's on there now. Get a Series White for sale. Got a Series White for sale, $29.5. I'll give you $9.5. We got a deal. CF hood will be tight, right? 4B11 build. Evo 10? Evo 10? The hood, in fact, does exist. It's coming! It's coming. It shipped out a couple days ago. There will be a hood on that car soon. Man loves D9Rs. Dude, I love me some D9. I had XD9s on there also at one point, but I do love me some D9Rs. Did you decide on the Porsche replacement? Yes. I don't think everyone's going to be as hyped though for what I've settled, or for it's not even settled for what I picked. I don't think everyone's going to be hyped on it. Boobs or butts? I'm more of a butts man myself, but you know, you can't complain with either one if we're being honest. Yeah, Waste. What a great question. What was Waste's question? Butts. Always. I have a better one. If you name all the engines you've had in blue. That car's only had 2. It's been an EJ25, EG33, and I guess a 2 GESI was mocked up in it. And I put a 13B. I mocked up a 13B in there also at one point, but that's beside the point. Just for fun. Spill the beans. What did you decide? I don't know if I want to tell you guys. I feel like some of you guys are gonna yell at me. Dig, but your new replacement is a new Type R. I haven't even sold the Porsche yet. We haven't even got rid of the Porsche yet. But the in order for what we're looking at right now: F80 M3. C6 Corvette, FK8 Type R, and then I forgot what the other one was, but there's one more right here. Right there, I forgot what it is. That's the current order. But we'll see. K-swap. Keep it all-wheel drive. I don't want a K-swap, man. Helicat STI. No, man. We ain't doing that. Think about selling my 04 WRX sedan for about LMFA. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Dude, no disrespect, LOL, don't get mad at me, but how many times did Blue break down? Hey, that was my fault. That was my fault, not the car's, okay? The car didn't choose to cram 50 PSI into it. I did. Okay, that's why this next one will be twin turbo. A90, that was the other car on my list. A90's at the very bottom because all the ones I'm finding are outside my price range, unfortunately, right now. Unfortunately. If an A90 pops up in my price range, that's a maybe, but all the ones I'm seeing are outside my price range. S55 are fast. Honestly, I don't even need it to be. I just want something fun. Anyone know any coupon codes for IAG? Unfortunately, I don't think IAG has any, but I know our code at Rally Sport still works. I mean, it still works. It does work. Smeedy over Rally Sport will save you some money on your orders. F80s are cool. C6s are cooler. Just saying. I'm not opposed to either one. It really comes down to how much does the 996 sell for? Does the 996 even sell? And then what can we find within our price range for the next car? But that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. When are you going to learn how to tune and bring it to the channel? So I do I do some of my own tuning right now. The RX-7, the tune that's on there, I built that tune to be able to get it tuning. The thing that I don't feel super comfortable with on tuning right now, I can tune fueling, no problem, is ignition tuning. Ignition tuning frightens me because that's what will kill an engine rather quickly, especially with me not having any fully functional cars at the moment. I don't want to be my own guinea pig, and I'm not going to guinea pig on somebody else. So, Porsche engine in blue. No, it's getting another EG33. It's getting a EG37 technically. So, stroked EG33 to a 3.7 liter twin turbo, rear mounted. So it'll probably have 2 precision 5858s on it. 2 turbos, lower cylinder pressure, happy engine, same power. So happy. That's what we want. What would be the move with the Porsche if it does not sell? I'll keep it. I'll drive it. I mean, it's fixed. There's nothing wrong with it anymore. My buddy up at Consignment has been driving. He took it to an exotics meet the other day. So if the Porsche doesn't sell, then I'll just hold on to it for a while and enjoy it. Like, at this point, there's nothing else on the car that is a problem. It's just that car left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. And it's not even the car's fault. It's just the prior owner's fault, which the prior owner actually owned the dealership that I bought the car off of, which, to be honest, that should have been a red flag to begin with. Linkin Park is so disrespectful for that female singer they had singing Chester song. I almost cried of anger. You know, I'm not here to judge, okay? I can appreciate and I enjoy me some old Linkin Park, but I'm not here to judge. Tanner, how are you going to stop the valves from running on the new EG37? Less boost, or twin turbo. Twin turbo, silly goose. You silly goose, we run 2 turbos. So by going to a twin turbo setup, we can lower the boost pressure, but still make the same power. So lower boost pressure, lower cylinder pressure, happy engine, lower cylinder pressure, less back pressure, no bent valves, no eat valves, engine be happy. So engine be happy, twin turbo this time. Turbos need to stick out of the hood like they're well. The turbos are going to be you're not even going to be able to see the turbos realistically on blue. Like, you won't even see the turbos on the EG37 setup because they're going to be tucked underneath. They're going to be low mount turbos underneath the car, so you're not going to be able to see them. 100% should have been a red flag. Jesus, yeah. See, I know it should have been, and you know what? Sometimes, Kyle, we make bad financial decisions, okay? I myself am not the only one guilty of this. It happens to all of us. Is the twin turbo kit going to be similar to Brandon's? Not at all. It's going to be, hang on. Let me see. 997 turbo, underside, pick, engine. Images. Momo, come here. This is not a good photo. This is essentially what... No, it's not, because that's not a turbo. Give me a turbo model. Show me a turbo model. Give me a turbo model. You're not a turbo. This is essentially what the Subaru's turbo kit is going to look like. It's going to be nothing like Brandon's at all. It is essentially going to be a 997. So the turbos will be right... Is my mouth shut? Yeah, right here. So there's going to be one turbo about right here, and one turbo about right here on the EG37. So, no, you won't even be able to see the turbos. I'm a D... They're my favorite. Don't they make a video? Hey, okay, you know, just because I give you guys sound advice doesn't mean that I always take my sound advice. Okay? Mochi, come here. Here. You want that? Do you want that? I have a corgi that's like very sad. I knew it. Come here. What are you doing? Borg? Ugh. She's looking at my meatloaf like she wants it. You ain't getting it, man. Hi, Bradley. What's going on, man? I forgot you're going rear engine. Yes, sir. We're going rear engine in it. Got any recommendations for Catless, STI downpipes for GD? Good brand to go with. Pseudo was one that we saw earlier. Will blue still be all-wheel drive? Yes, blue will still be all-wheel drive. It'll still be all-wheel drive. You're an inspiration, Tanner. You got me to Subi's my 2019 SCI. Was one of the best cars until a shop pooped it up. Oh, what happened, dude? Hey, at least you recognized you may or may not have had a mistake. That's the first step. See? Admitting you have a problem is the first step to having a problem. What's the food look like, bro? I'm hungry. Man, I showed you. It's like, I haven't even gotten to eat this yet because we're streaming, but... Dude, meatloaf with some roasted potatoes. Oh, give the Korg the meatloaf. The Korg doesn't need the meatloaf. She wants the... You ain't getting any! You little tubby. I paid you your tummy tax. Oh my God. How's the carbon roof coming along? I think we are starting on that in like a week and a half. So, it's 9 p.m. She's hungry. She already had dinner, okay? She is technically like 3 pounds overweight, which for her body mass is too much. But, anyways, I'm hopping off, you guys. Should I buy AOS on Rally Sport or IAG? Same thing. I mean, it is the same thing. I'm biased. I'm gonna tell you Rally Sport, but Rally Sport's my boys over there, so I gotta support them. Russell, hey, appreciate the support, man. Welcome to stage 1, dude. So, I'm hopping off. I need to eat my dinner. I need to do a little bit of editing. I still gotta go to the gym, so I will catch you guys later. Like I said, I am hoping to have the stripping video for the coupe out in a couple of days. Ideally Tuesday is when I'm really trying to get it out. But with that, I'll catch you guys later. I will probably, maybe I might do another live stream Tuesday. We might just go back on live stream schedule for Tuesdays and Sundays. I don't know yet. We'll see. But live streams, I'm making a point to bring them back more frequently. But with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for swinging out. Appreciate the support as always. So peace out, homies. Woo! See, this is the weird part with the live stream though, because then I have to open up Streamlabs again after I do the woo. So technically the video's not over.